Books that will put money in your bank account. Today I'm reviewing Built to Sell by John Warrillow. Stick with me. Built to Sell by John Warrillow. I don't remember who recommended this book to me. I believe I saw it referenced on the Boggleheads Investment Forum. It may have been somewhere else, but I ordered this book. I ordered actually a used copy because I'm cheap. It's a phenomenal book. This is one of the best business books I've read in probably the last 2 or 3 years. It's short. It's about 150 pages, and it's a parable. For those who don't know what a parable is a story, a fictional story designed to kind of get a point across. And what the author's done is he's taken all of his experience in building and selling businesses and put those experiences into this short parable. The parable is about a guy named Alex Singleton who owns a business, happens to be an advertising business in this case. It could be any business, just to make his point. He chose an advertising business. And Alex, the character's business, it's a mess. He's doing highly customized work for all kinds of different clients, and he's having trouble getting paid. He's got employees. He's worried about whether or not he's going to be able to make payroll, and he decides he's had enough. He wants to sell the business. So he goes to a friend of his named Ted, and Ted is a multimillionaire who has sold, 5 or 6 different businesses. And he asks for advice. And Ted says, you aren't going to be able to sell this business the way that it is. And he says, why? And he says, the primary reason is that you, like many small business owners, have built a business that's completely dependent upon the owner. So the only way somebody's going to buy this, more than likely, any big company is going to buy this, is if you agree to stay on and they do a payout over several years, maybe 4 or 5 years. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to spend more time with his family and his kids. So the story really takes off where this mentor, Ted, helps him restructure his business by following a number of different points of advice. So in a lot of ways, this book is very similar to Michael Gerber's E-Myth Revisited, but it's more of a roadmap, and it seems to be really written from firsthand experience, not just theory. And a big part of what he's trying to say is that you need to put management and systems in place so that the business itself can run without you. So that if you want to travel, or if you get sick, or if you just can't be there for some reason, the business will continue to function in your absence. So in the story, Alex, the main character, is meeting with his mentor once every week, I think. Once a week or 2 weeks, to kind of go over what he's done as he transitions his business from being a highly customized service to being more of a service/product business. And every week he's running into these different roadblocks, and his mentor is kind of giving him advice on how to get past those roadblocks. So I'm going to read to you some of the what's called Ted's tips. Ted is the mentor, and you kind of get an idea as to some of the advice. So tip number 1, he says, don't generalize, specialize. If you focus on doing one thing well and hire specialists in that area, the quality of your work will improve and you will stand out among your competitors. By the way, each chapter kind of goes into details about each of these tips, and then at the end of the book, he kind of summarizes the tips. I'm just going to read you a few. Tip number 2, relying too heavily on one client is risky and will turn off potential buyers of the company, not customers. Make sure that no one client makes up more than 15% of your total revenue. Tip number 4, don't become synonymous with your company. If buyers aren't confident that your business can run without you in charge, they won't make their best offer. Tip number 12, build a management team and offer them a long-term incentive plan that rewards their personal performance and loyalty rather than equity. Now, some of these tips may sound overly simplistic. I'm probably not doing them justice, and when they're explained in the context of the parable or the story that he tells, it really makes a lot more sense. Again, highly, highly recommend that you get this book. It'll be the best investment in a book that you make. A diamond in the rough. Built to Sell, John Warrillow. Check it out.